anxious times, it can be tempting to follow the siren call of the angriest voices. We must resist that temptation.
Haley writes she feared Donald Trump's angry campaign rhetoric
Knock the crap out of him, would you? Seriously.
could inspire even more violence. Haley recounts a closed-door encounter with then White House Chief of Staff John Kelly and then Secretary of State Rex Tillerson. Kelly and Tillerson confided in me that when they resisted the president, they weren't being insubordinate, they were trying to save the country. And then the Secretary of State Tillerson went on to tell you the reason he resisted the president's decisions was because if he didn't, people would die. Do you memorialize that conversation? It definitely happened?
It absolutely happened. And instead of saying that to me, they should have been saying that to the president, not asking me to join them on their sidebar plan.
Yes, former Secretary of State Rex Tillerson and former Trump White House Chief of Staff John Kelly should have spoken up directly to Donald Trump about their concerns, but Nikki Haley should have done that as well. Hello, everybody. I'm David Shuster, and thanks for joining us. If Nikki Haley really believes in putting country above politics, she would have spoken up to Donald Trump while she served as the U.S. ambassador to the United Nations for the Trump administration, and not now when Haley is trying to advance her own political career and Donald Trump is out of office. Haley recently gave an interview to Politico magazine and declared that Trump is politically dead. Quote, "He's not going to run for federal office again. I don't think he's going to be in the picture. I don't think he can. He's fallen so far. We need to acknowledge that he let us down. He went down a path he shouldn't have, and we shouldn't have followed him, and we shouldn't have listened to him, and we can't let that happen ever again." Haley's narrative is that everything was fine with Donald Trump while she was there before the 2020 election, the big lie, and of course the January 6th insurrection and Capitol riot. But Nikki Haley's narrative is absolute nonsense. Back in the 2016 campaign, Haley herself warned of the dangers of Donald Trump. At the time, Nikki Haley was supporting Marco Rubio for the Republican presidential nomination and seemed to be auditioning to be Rubio's running mate, or at least earn a cabinet-level post should Rubio win the nomination and then the general election. Well, Donald Trump beat Rubio for the 2016 Republican presidential nomination. Nikki Haley then muted any criticism of Donald Trump, endorsed him in the general election, and then once Trump beat Hillary Clinton, Nikki Haley was rewarded by Donald Trump as his ambassador to the United Nations. And in that post, Nikki Haley had a front row seat. She was an eyewitness to the very narcissism and impulses and policies that so concern Rex Tillerson and John Kelly. And yet Nikki Haley was absolutely steadfast in her support of Donald Trump, even as American lives were being placed in danger. And yet only after 5 American lives were lost on January the 6th, only now Nikki Haley is speaking up and condemning Donald Trump? Talk about political opportunism. In South Carolina, where Nikki Haley rose to the Republican ranks to be elected governor of that state, she was known for dumping political allies the moment she felt like she no longer needed them. Perhaps Haley now feels like she no longer needs Donald Trump and needs to be on the other side of Republican history at this juncture. And so voila, there's Nikki Haley back to the strong anti-Trump rhetoric that we saw from her 5 years ago. Does Nikki Haley really believe that Donald Trump is a danger, or does she believe that he was a fine president, as she said while she was working for him? It's hard to know, given Nikki Haley's craven political ambitions. One thing, however, is certain, and that is Nikki Haley seems to be preparing for a 2024 Republican presidential run. Republicans, though, in this post-Trump era would be wise to be wary of people like Nikki Haley, who only seem to take a stand when it seems politically convenient and safe.